The long-awaited final volume of Fallen God has just released. I'll attempt to analyse the story as well as discuss some afterthoughts regarding the whole comic series. I'll only be showing a few pages of the comic, as I encourage you guys to buy it as it is cheap. However, I understand some may be unable to purchase it due to it being unavailable for where you live, or due to cost related issues. I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you do so, as it helps the channel tremendously. To recap, in the third volume, after Kratos slays a reptilian beast, another larger beast emerges out of the sea. After exchanging hits, Kratos is plunged into a pit where the comic ends on a cliffhanger. In this final volume, Kratos awakens in a purgatory-like state just like he did in the second volume. He meets Athena again, this time notably alongside an Egyptian deity who I theorise was Thoth. It's safe to say, based on his appearance, it is likely him. We can also conclude the scribe, the talking crane and the baboon we met previously were Thoth taking other forms. Athena and Thoth state Kratos has fled long enough from his destiny, and now it is time he accepts it. I see the blades symbolising his destiny, as the more he rejects them, the more he is reminded of his ever-bound purpose when they return. To this, Kratos yet again has a breakdown, questioning if he will ever be free of his torment, but Athena corrects him, stating his torment is actually his purpose. Thoth states his purpose continues in Egypt as it did in Greece, which makes me believe arriving in Scandinavia is also Kratos serving this very purpose, and that it is not by chance he ended up there. Kratos finally submits to his calling, taking the blades in his arms to end the new threat. After exchanging blows yet again with the beast, Kratos finally emerges victorious. After the battle, dropping to the ground stating he views this world as a prison, a hell, that he cannot escape, and that he is reliving his nightmares. Thoth states Kratos has fulfilled his purpose here in this land. He bids him good fortune, saying he will need it as his path carries him away from Egypt. Finally, Kratos gets up and walks away, where the comic ends. As to where he ends up is unknown. We know he didn't directly end up in Scandinavia by foot, as in the God of War 2018 novelization he is dragged by wolves, but it is possible, like before, he collapses on his journey where he may have been dragged to Scandinavia. Now for some afterthoughts regarding not only this volume but the whole comic series. I believe the most important thing we got out of this comic is the foreshadowing of Kratos returning to Greece. Note how Athena says in volume 2, "Return home Kratos, fulfill your purpose." Now while we see Kratos accept his destiny in this final volume by returning to the Blades, he never does return to Greece, his home. It is also highly unlikely he returned to Greece after the events of Fallen God. Continuing off of here, it is far more likely he arrived in Scandinavia, to our knowledge, never actually returning home, or Greece. I believe Athena still wants Kratos to return home to fulfill an important purpose, just like he had to travel to Egypt to rid the villagers of the massive beast. Perhaps to retrieve the Blade of Olympus, or to deal with unfinished business. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It is important to note Athena says, you must not, turn your back on destiny. Which got me thinking, since he never returned to Greece as Athena asked him to, is he not turning his back on destiny again? Is he delaying the inevitable? What could be the consequences of this? It was interesting to see Athena and Thoth present at the same time, confirming gods of other realms can meet and communicate with one another, not just being exclusive to Kratos, also confirming there isn't a magical barrier of sorts dividing the mythologies. Note how Athena and Thoth talk about his purpose and that it is written, hinting at the existence of a supreme being above even the gods themselves. There are already a lot of theories surrounding what is known as the higher existence, Athena even briefly touching on this concept in a previous God of War game. Regardless, who this may be remains a mystery. Overall, I'm not going to lie, while we did get a better understanding of the events after God of War 3, there are still numerous questions unanswered, such as the Blade's true identity. The entire comic series, in my opinion, had more of an emphasis on the action than story content. As an example, 9 out of 20 pages of this comic were Kratos strictly just fighting. Personally, I would have loved to see more plot points revealed and possibly concluding the comic series on a twist, although technically the reveal of the scribe being Thoth could be interpreted as such. But let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, as it really does help out the channel. Take care.